All right. Everybody ready? Let's tap in. See what comes out for you guys. So by the title, you guys already got a snippet of what this reading is going to be about. Please know your side of the story in regards to this reading, okay? Put this over here. Yeah, that's good. All right. Let's just move this over a little bit higher. That works. Okay. So let's see what comes out for you guys. Oh, that was fast. All right, so we have the crossroads and the clover immediately. 222, first angel number that came out. All right. So lucky choices, lucky decisions. Something is coming up here for you guys. Actually, I think it would be better if I just do it this way. You guys can see everything. Yes, we're going. We're starting the messages right now. Oh my gosh, the letter on top of the crossroads. Okay. What's happening here? So news of a decision or a choice could be significant. Ooh. The clock tower. What is this about? Okay, so there's some messages that, how do I say this? All right. There's certain crow calls that go with Crowllective readings. All right. Crowllective readings are kind of like a generalized, like a generalized message of what's going on around you and that has to do with you within the next 7 days from whenever you're tapping in, not when actually recorded or gone live stream, basically. And so crow calls are more so like alert systems that come in place. So like, hey, be alert about these people or about this situation or about something that you might not be paying attention to, right? So the Crowllective readings are more like a weekly spread type thing. So this is like what you can expect in the next 7 days. Sometimes it does stretch out until the next time I go live for the Crowllective reading. So like last week I didn't do a Crowllective reading, right? Because I was guided to rest and to rejuvenate. But I feel like this one is more like rushed for some reason. So this is going to be like, I would say the next 5 to 7 days for this particular spread. Okay. Not to mention that this past week I had seven crow calls. Okay, so in the span of like maybe less than 3 days. Okay, back to back crow calling. And so for those of you that don't know what crow calling is, it's basically like you're sighting crows, but you can hear them calling, right? It doesn't matter if you can see them or not, they're calling. So they're calling to you, right? So crow calls are the same as like you hearing a bird sing, but the only difference is that we're talking about crows at this time, right? So that's why I premiere crow calls once a week, right? For you guys to know like what's going on. And then the collectives are more so like, or more like the crow calls are what you need to be alert about. And the collectives is kind of like a weekly spread. Okay. And I'm just kind of giving y'all that rundown so that way you guys know like, okay, what's the difference, right? But either way, it's still either something that has to do with you or that's impacting you for either reading, or something that is happening around you, or that's happening around you with people around you that is going to impact you somehow. Okay. Now that you guys are all caught up and you know like the differences, right? Let's dive into like this little mini spread right here before I get any like deeper into stuff. So I talked about some sort of lucky decision. This is a particular fortunate path for some of you, okay, at this time. The crossroads and the letter, which also came with the crow call, right? So there's a crow call attached to this crossroads and letter situation. So that means that there is a crow call video that will dive deeper into that situation, okay? So for those of you who have your journals out, good job, write it down, say that there's a crow call video that you have to look for. For those of you that you don't have your journals out, make sure that you get your journal and start taking notes, because every single video that I do does have okay, we're back. We're back. Ready? I don't know. Maybe it's a part of the reading. All right. Something about disconnecting from someone or something. All right. That's a part of the reading. That's part of the messages. So we're going to take the omen. We're going to take it for what it is. Okay. So let's get back to what I was saying, right? Let me just mute this because that's gonna get on my nerves. Okay. So getting back to what I was talking about like incoming messages and stuff like that, right? We have angel number 1616 as we're hopping back in there into the messages, and which equates to the angel number 77. So sevens are significant. And the angel number 16 as well. So there is a decision here that's coming up for you in your path, in your fortunate path, because they said fortunate, right? But the last thing that I was talking to you guys about was about the decision that brings awaited news, okay? Awaited news just means that you've been waiting for this specific message for a while, or this news for a while, okay? And that's what's coming in. And I said something about like, okay, we had a little disruption, okay, in regards to the live stream, but we came right back, right? So there's something about disconnecting from something and then hopping right back into it, right? Like nothing happened, right? Versus being disconnected and having to start something completely over. This feels like more like of a intermission type of situation. So news is on its way. All right, news is on its way. Then we have the clock tower here, kind of giving us like the breakdown of what type of news it is. Now, the clock tower is a little bit different than the traditional tarot, right? It's not like this whole big shake up type thing. But the clock tower is symbolic of divine timing. So with the combination of the letter and the clock tower, this is just basically saying like, okay, this is coming at the right time. For some of you guys, this is some sort of legal documentation, a legal letter, okay? This could also be like a letter from the government, okay? Just depending on your particular situation. Everybody's different. Everybody's crow story is different, right? Now that we're all caught up, we can pull some more messages and figure out what the heck is going on here, right? Anything else? All right, we have the owls. And for me, that's like the owl besties, right? Owl besties could be like, oh, that's like your best friend that you're having conversations with, or this could be like your twin that you're having a conversation with. Could be literal twin, like biological twin, or it could be your spiritual twin, like your twin flame, or this could be like somebody that appears to look like you, like your twin. Your twin, not doppelganger, okay? Completely different, okay? Different energy. This could also be like someone that spiritually gets you and you have like a lot of spiritual conversations with, okay? So the owl besties. Okay, clarify the owls. This is a particular conversation that you're having with someone. Okay, and then we have the key. So the conversation unlocks something for you. Okay, we have 1233, could be significant in timing. 212 could be significant in timing, all right? 222 could be significant in timing. And then we have 333, so 333, okay? Time frames. What's going on here? The fish. Okay, fish is always something to do with finances. Money, basically, and the ship. So there's something about moving money. 343, mirrored numbers, okay? So pay attention to the angel numbers. Every angel number for each and every one of you is going to mean something different, because every one of you like are going through specifically different situations in your life, right? So like just because each and every one of you definitely do apply with the readings, like they resonate with you, doesn't mean that you're having the exact same life, right? So that being said, tailor the angel numbers as you're reading them, like if you're researching them, reading what they mean, personalize the message to you, okay, and to what you're going through, right? So maybe these angel numbers would apply to your money life. Maybe they will apply to your love life. Maybe they will apply to a certain manifestation that you're working on, right? Each and every one of you have to decode your particular message because it means something significant for you in particular. So let's go back to this conversation that you're having with someone that opens up another door, right, with the key. So this is like an opening conversation, or someone opening up to you, or you opening up to someone else. Okay, that's what it's kind of giving right now. I'm also seeing that this is good communication. So it's not like you're having trouble talking to this person or this person is talking to you, right? So there's good communication here. This could be a promising connection between you and this person that's having a conversation. All right. There could be a conversation here about fleeting money. All right. So money is not doing so well. Someone's opening up and talking about that. And there's an omen here about the sales industry. So this could be like someone talking about a sale or talking about a product to sell. or something like that. Okay, there's that omen as well. All right. Then I'm also seeing, because I want to hop into like this money situation too. As we said, fleeting money. And the ship to me always resembles like movement of some sort, travel, um, going from one place to the next, progress. All right. In terms of money, because we are talking about money. This could also be money travels. All right. This could be money coming from afar and something to do with international business. It could also be like an international sale. So selling a product, having to ship it out overseas, or having a conversation with someone that might want your services or might want a product of yours, but they may, be from afar. And so, there's something here in regards to that, right? So this is like international money, or going from having a fleeting money situation to be able to have um, money come to you from afar. Okay. And there's like a shift there in regards to that. All right. Anything else? And these are just the pre-course, the appetizer, because we really do need to get like what the heck is going on with the masculine energy, right? This is just like the mini spread, just to get us started. All right, we have the stars, the bouquet, the grave, and the sword. Okay, so definitely omen of change is here. All right, big change, a major change at that, a transformation change. Okay, so when we're talking about the stars and the bouquet, it's giving like admiration, like someone could admire you. All right, someone definitely has a good reputation. This also represents great happiness. Someone could be a celebrity or well known. Okay, that's something else that comes to mind. All right. Um, Talking about the transformation that's coming or taking place, right? Remember, you guys are in a good, fortunate path right now. So you're not in a bad path. You're not in a scary path. You're not, like the path that you're taking right now is a very fortunate one. Okay. So there's nothing bad around it. I don't know why I'm reiterating that. There's nothing wrong in your path, right? But there is something here in regards to letting something go, perhaps like a change of residence, a change of environment, um, especially for those of you that have been experiencing no changes or a negative change, okay? Because that is coming up too for you guys. Now, for those of you with the cross situation here, for those of you that have been asking for more, let's say, celestial, angelic assistance, um, clarity. You've been praying more, you've been asking for more insight. Okay, these particular messages are for you. Okay, so there will be improvements and a restoration of your hope. All right. There's going to be hard conversations that are going to be had, but it's going to be good communication. Counseling may be needed. All right. There's a difficult decision that is about to take place. All right. There may be a painful parting again with that disconnection. Right. So the disconnection, it wasn't that it was going to be completely terminated, the communication. It was more so that there needed to be like an intermission of some sort. Okay. But it will be a painful parting. I also see here that the path that you're on is destined. So whatever is about to unlock for you, it is your destiny. Okay. There could be some sort of destined message that comes through. Again, comes at the right time. I'm also seeing here that someone could be going through some sort of legal burdens, okay, or problems with the government. So you're going to get some sort of documentation for that in that situation, okay? Again, I'm seeing something in regards to like prayer or something religious or spiritual. Continue to do that, all right? Whether it's spiritual practices, okay? Someone may need to visit a spiritual center or locate a spiritual center, okay, for your personal use. I'm seeing possibly a nonprofit organization or a charity could be beneficial for you. Maybe a spiritual or religious business could also be beneficial for you. Also seeing something in regards to those financial burdens. Remember how I said that fleeting finances and stuff like that? So this could be beneficial for that particular situation. I'm also seeing here you've been facing a very difficult journey, but again, this is a fortunate journey that you're in right now. So the difficulties have something to do with a cycle in terms of your good fortune, okay? If you guys are going to travel or anything like that, it would be a fated trip. So because it's fated, everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to, all right? Some of you guys can be suffering from depression or grief, loss, lots of pain, but this is a part of your spiritual transformation. And I'm also seeing that there will be improvements in your spiritual journey. And again, this is a destined change, okay? Not to mention, the improvement is going to come in the form of relief, happy destiny, and something desired on your behalf, okay? Now, let's get into what the heck is going on here with the masculine situation. All right, everybody ready? Buckle up. Let's get into it. Let's pull the masculine out. Friend? This is the one that's coming in with the news. This one could be your friend, could be the friend of the masculine. This is the person coming in with the message. And then this one could be a family member. All right. Some more. This one has a crush, or this one is the admirer, okay? This one could be the celebrity or the well-known person. Again, this is the one with the message, the letter. This one has a romantic message for you, okay? You ready? Let's get into it. Just because I clarified two masculines, it doesn't mean that there's two. Some of you guys are dealing with multiple people and others of you are not. Some of you guys are dealing with like an ex and a current person, and some of you guys aren't. So it just depends on your situation, all right? So clarify the title, all right? Which is the masculine wants a promising start. They're coming to clear the air. Thank you. The key. Okay, so this goes back to your first message, right? And remember you were having a conversation with someone? The owl besties in the key? Boom. Here it is. See how all of that comes into play? Angel number 33. All right. Oh, sorry, too far. What's going on here? Masculine wants a promising start, so they're coming to clear the air. The scythe. I don't know why this comes out to me intuitively as someone picking a lock. Someone's trying to pick a lock. And this doesn't have to be physical, all right? Don't jump into conclusions like that. I feel like this is like, okay, so we talked about the owl besties and the key. So someone's having some sort of good communication, right? Someone's being vulnerable, someone's opening up, someone's having a conversation back and forth, right? And like someone's picking the lock. So like this means like someone's picking at the communication to get something out of you. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. All right. What's going on here? They're coming to clear the air. Clarify, they're coming to clear the air. The lily. And sometimes I see these lilies as like a box of tissues. You see it? Doesn't that look like tissues? Right? Clarify the lily. Clarify the lily. The gentleman. Ooh, and the heart. So this is the person that the light-skinned person that had the locket in the letter. This is this person right here. Okay. Let's see what I'm seeing here. So I got that tissue connection. I want to see what this is like a romantic person. This person trying to be romantic with you, or like flirty. This is flirting, flirtatious energy. Yeah, like flirty. This person's like, so you guys are having a conversation. This person's like flirting with you, right? Or that's how they're coming off to you. This person is passionate about what they're talking to you about. For some reason, they're coming off as generous, a loving man. Okay, so that's who you're dealing with here. With the lily and the heart, it's giving like someone that you've cared for a long time, or this person's cared for you for a long time. This is like an older love, a passionate love. Okay, that's this person right here. Going back to that key situation, because I said like it felt like somebody was picking at the conversation or picking at the topic because there's good communication going and stuff like that. Your spiritual team is saying be careful with this communication, all right? Because if someone's like picking something apart as you're talking about it, or like trying to dig deeper into something so that way you can open up, be careful. They're saying be careful with that. And I'm also seeing like that conversation that you're gonna have is going to lead into the important decision that you need to make. Okay. Which is interesting because I said, all right, well, so this masculine wants to clear the air about something. But as they're clearing the air about something, your spiritual team is saying, be careful. Okay. Like, be careful what you tell this person. So clarify this. Be careful about what? What do they need to be careful about? The crossroads. Ooh, I told you that decision, right? because it's going to impact the path that you're on, the path that you're walking, or the path that you choose. 3322. Okay. Clarify, what do they need to be careful about? The Sun. Making a good decision, a good choice. Make sure, like, yeah, be careful that you don't make the wrong choice, the writer, because you get this message from this person, or because you communicate with this person tells you one thing, right? She has a horse. So the direction that you're headed in, be careful not to get distracted with this message, with this conversation, with this interaction between you and this person. All right. Clearing the air means to, like when you have like some sort of emotional, let's say, baggage or whatever in regards to a situation, and someone wants to like bring it back up, that's what I'm seeing. So like it's more, it's like someone wants to get rid of the bad feelings between you two, between two people, or between like a group. Okay. So imagine like you had a big argument with someone and someone wants to clear the air between you two, that you, like, whoever you had an argument with. Does that make sense? Like, that's what I'm seeing. And so like someone's, that could be what that pick lock is. It's like something that you locked up. Like, you know how you lock up, all right, that's it, finish, I'm not going to talk about this no more, whatever. And then someone comes around asking you questions about the thing that you say you're not going to talk about no more. Like that. It's like, and then they try to get you to get vulnerable enough to open up about whatever the fuck this is. And they're saying, be careful with that. I don't know if that's going to like lead you to make some sort of decision that, all right, they're saying they don't want you to make a decision from a triggered place. There we go. They don't want you to make a decision from a triggered space or place because of certain wounds, because that makes sense, right? Because you closed that conversation, you closed yourself emotionally to talking about whatever this is with this particular masculine. And now this masculine wants to open it back up, all right? Because that's what I'm seeing here. It's like it's a form of distraction in your spiritual path, because in your spiritual path, you're in a good, fortunate path, right? And so that could be significant here, right? There will be a successful outcome. Like, you don't have to worry about the outcome of the situation, right? It's not going to be like a huge, like, bad thing. I don't know why they keep reiterating that, because maybe like you jump to conclusions and you like, oh my God, this is terrible, and something terrible is going to happen. Like, no, I don't really think it's going to be that, but I do feel like it could be triggering, right? And maybe you try to avoid triggering things altogether, but this is something that does have to take place, right? Because it is destined. You will be making the right choice out of the situation, but they are telling you to be careful not to operate from a triggered place, right? Let's get some more information on what this person like talks about. What are they how are they gonna bring this up? Angel number 4141, so 55. Okay. So they're changing up the way that they're going to try to communicate with you, all right, whether that be through conversation or through reach, all right? Yeah, the rods are in the reverse, but the rods still came up, right? So the rods usually talk about some sort of conflict. So maybe, again, they don't want to bring something old back up to you, but they do want to resolve it, is kind of like what it is. So like, you know how like someone brings up, like, hey, remember that one time that this and this and this happened? Like, I should have did this and this and that. But just by mentioning that thing is very triggering. Okay, the child. Okay. So because the rods are in the reverse, it's definitely giving like someone's trying to correct their ways after an argument, after some sort of chaos, or after some sort of drama. Okay. The whips, or in this sense, this is the rods, but like it is the whip in the other deck. So like that's why I said whips. This is like giving something was really overwhelming or stressful to you or to this person. It was troublesome or something. A new start couldn't begin between you and this person because of whatever the heck this is. And now this person is trying to bring this back up so that way they can try to start again. Okay. Again, with the original message that I got with the title. Okay. So what is this person's intentions? Next 7 days. What is their intentions? So they're coming off passionate. So like very assertive also. And this could be kind of triggering because it almost feels like, okay, this person doesn't want to back down. Okay. Yeah, we have the anchor. This person's locked in. Like they're locked in for this goal. Okay. Like they really want a new start with you, and they really want to, again, clear the air. The garden. Maybe they're clearing the air about like something that's happening socially. Again, the writer is here. The writer came out. The writer usually talks about the news. So the writer came out, what, twice? So 2 different forms of news. Angel with 4422. Okay. Again with the 22 came out again. The 22 is right here in the crossroads in your path. So this is coming to you. You don't have to go to it. All right. Whatever this news is, it's going to arrive directly to you. So with the anchor, again, we were talking about what this person's intentions were for you in the next 7 days. This person's kind of coming off kind of relaxed and chill, but very passionate at the same time. It looks like this person's trying to figure out like how to tell you about something that happened in regards to a social event, a social situation, friends or something like that. Okay. For some, this could be their work life. They're trying to tell you what happened with their work life. Okay. So maybe this person's like updating you, like, hey, you know, I've been working on this, I've been working on that, I've been doing this, I've been doing that, I've been hanging around with these people, you know, kind of giving you the scoop. So they're catching you up. That's their intentions. They're catching you up about something. What's their intentions in regards to clearing the air? Because that don't have nothing to do with clearing the air. Their intentions in regards to clearing the air. Maybe this is just giving you insight on, so that way you can figure out exactly who it is when it happens. All right, we have the tree, the ring, the fish. So maybe if you were the one that was having issues with your finances and your finances was fleeting, I think it was this person. I think their finances were fleeting. I think they were having issues with finances and stuff like that. And so they weren't talking to you. Like, again, there was like a brief intermission between you and this person. Like you go your way, I go my way, and then you reconnect, right? And so the next 7 days, this person starts like catching up. Like, hey, you know, this is what I'm going through. When they're more like rested and relaxed, okay? This person can be talking to you about like their family situation, their family dynamics, right? The health of a relationship, meaning like the status of a relationship, you know, how healthy it is, if there's any progress in regards to that relationship. Now they want to clear the air in regards to the status and health of your relationship with them. Okay, that's what it's giving. Like, hey, you know, are we in good standing? Is this relationship good, right? Angel number 525. Okay, so this gives like this person's like mirroring you. Definitely. So mirrored numbers came out twice. All right. We also have angel number 111 that came through. So there's a new way of this person approaching this communication with you in regards to like how to talk to you, how to ask you things. Clarification, you and this masculine have a spiritual connection. So you do have a spiritual connection, but something's been happening, going around in circles, right? In regards to the health of the spiritual connection, right? So again, you're in this path that you're in, it's the right path, it's the best path for you. It's a path where you have difficulties with your fortune, your luck. However, those are cycles that you have to individually figure out. You and him have this spiritual connection, um, but there's something here that's like you're going in circles about something. So that means that there is some sort of cycle that you have in this spiritual connection with this masculine. All right, you face a brief intermission, which intermission would be separation, no contact, a wishy-washiness of contact, or a kind of pulling away or from this person or from one another. Okay. That's kind of what I'm picking up here, trying to give you as many details as possible for you to kind of figure out who this is. I'm also picking up that this person is looking, their intentions is that they're looking for a lifelong partner. Okay. They're looking for a lifelong partner. That's how they're coming off. But there is some stressors here with the mice here, usually comes off like, stress. Someone, has anxiety about something. Someone is, like their mental clarity is not too good. Someone has to do like really internal looking within to figure out what they want, to figure out how they're going to get what they want, to figure out how to rectify certain things about themselves. Like this is like usually like the major stress card of life, right? Trying to get their ish together, basically, right? So again, and you guys are mirroring each other. So like there's certain things that you still have to work on yourself about. And this person also has to work on things for themselves too. And so in the next 7 days, like, there's this conversation that they're saying, be careful. All right. I want to go back to that. Knowing all of this now, this person, who it is. All right. For sure. Their intentions. Like little glimpses and pieces of like what the conversation is going to entail, right? It's not gonna, I didn't say the whole thing, right? Because each and every one of you is gonna have a different conversation with this person. But you do have like a generalized type of message in regards to it, to be able to identify the person. But now I want to see why you need to be careful while you're having this conversation with this person. Do they need to be careful with this person, or do they need to be careful with this conversation? Do they have to be careful with the person? Or do they have to be careful with having the conversation? Do they have to be careful with what they say to this person? Yeah, it's what you say to this person in regards to your money, your work life, your work career, what's going on with your money moves and stuff like that. Because the fish talks about money. Be careful with, all right, yeah, okay, full circle. You're in your spiritual path, right? You have cycles in regards to your good luck and your fortune. And this could have ties with your finances, okay? That being said, be careful with the insight that you tell this person about your finances or lending this person any finances, because there's still things that this person needs to work on and there's still things that you need to work on. All right. That being said, you can't help somebody if you're still trying to help yourself. Does that make sense? All right. Clarify the fish. So be careful in regards to like if this person's asking for a handout, this person's asking like, hey, can you lend me this? and I'll give it back to you. Or this person is saying, hey, I'm short on this. I'll pay you back when I can, or something in regards to like an exchange of finances. Like, be careful with that. Clarify the fish. The house. Yeah. Especially if it has anything to do with like house bills, rent, water, light, mortgage, something like that. All right. And we have angel number 344 to clarify that a little bit deeper for you guys too. You know, I'm also seeing someone could have like a wealthy family. All right. So someone's family got it like that and someone doesn't. Right? Or someone comes from a home where like everything, like bills are paid ahead of time, or food lasts for like the whole month and some, like, and someone else has fleeting money. So like, I don't know if this is you or this person that you're dealing with. So you got to figure out what's your side of the story. But whoever doesn't have that much money should not be lending money, is what I'm hearing. You shouldn't be trying to help someone that's not helping you out. All right. If they've never helped you out, why are you trying to help them? Is another thing that's coming up. Especially if this person is trying to clear the air about like, oh, I was supposed to help you with this. I was supposed to help you with that. And I do want to help you with this or that. Now, it's not about like the words. It's about the actions at this point, is what your spiritual team is saying. Right? The actions will speak louder than the words. Someone could have a home business. Okay. If it's not a home business, then someone works from home. So clarify, what do they need to be careful on in regards to not sharing with them? So if you're trying to start your own business, start a business, start working from home, or any of that, you should not be telling this person this at all. The letter, the rods, yeah. You should not be talking to this person about any arguments that you have with anybody. Look at that, the birds. Yep, hawks in the sky. A bigger perspective, bird's eye view. Okay, you shouldn't be telling this person any gossip, all right, or anything that they can utilize as gossip against you with someone else, because I am seeing that. If this person wants to sit here and tell you things that don't have anything to do with you and has a lot to do with other people being mentioned, and it still doesn't have anything to do with you, they're saying be careful with engaging in that conversation, meaning be careful with adding too many opinions or any feedback. Keep your pennies to yourself. Angel number 5555, okay? Because there's something there that is not okay. And I don't know if this is like a karma situation that's happening there, but I am seeing that. I do feel like also they're saying be careful. I don't even know why this is coming out right now. Be careful with engaging in sexual texting back and forth, sexually, with sexual innuendos or sexual flirtations and stuff like that. They're saying be careful with this situation because, again, with the birds and the letters here, multiple messages, all right, could be being sent. This person is like, it's getting a little too intense or whatever. And that's not what your spiritual team wants you to get into right now, apparently. Not with this person, all right? Do not engage in any angry text, angry letters, angry conversations with the person. Dismiss them, all right? And also, if this has anything to do with your signature needed for anything between you and this person, do not sign. They're saying do not sign, okay? No signatures. The other thing that I'm seeing here, has something to do with arguments. So do not argue with this person. Do not go back and forth with this person, because it can get hectic, especially if it's a small debate. No one will win. Everyone will be pissed. Okay. So no arguments, no debating, no going back and forth. Dismiss it. Okay. If you need to, like I said, brief intermission and then come back to it, definitely do that. But if you can't even do that and it's still, again, rolling back into the same argument over and over again and it's getting hectic, then it's time to completely dismiss the person from your life. Okay. All right. Final message. Next 7 days. Anything else that they need to know? Anything else that they need to know? So this person wants to clear the air, but I feel like it's like the same old. Especially if they're only looking for like that one thing as the ex, or sexual favors, sexual advances, sexual fantasy, but not committing fully. All right, yeah, the rods. Okay, so this is the major one right here. Next 7 days, be careful with people that want to compete with you, cause drama with you, basically get you out of your Zen space, right? Majorly, what is the theme here with the rods for the next 7 days? What's the theme? The child, triggering your inner child. Oh, the Tower. Okay, yeah. So in the next 7 days, prepare yourself to have lots of revelations of things that are still not healed or not addressed in regards to your inner child. Okay. For some of you guys, this is your inner child. For some of you guys, this is arguments about the children or about what's happening in the household with the finances because of the children or whatever. But it is still, like I said, triggering your inner child. When it comes to the rods, which is the whip, and the child, specifically, the theme is coming off as there's a troublesome start. Something is troubling, okay? It's hard to start something, okay? With the Tower basically being the most dominant energy here in the reading, okay, because it was in the beginning of the reading and it is ending the reading, so it's the major like opening and closing of the situation in the next 7 days, right? I do see that someone could be next 7 days, someone could be really focused on going to the gym or trying to go to some sort of gym center or something like that, a fitness center or something like that, or be a little bit more determined to, work on their fitness. Okay. And I'm also seeing like someone's definitely trying to be learning things. Okay. So learning things about yourself. This could also be like university, college, courses, classes, what have you, like trying to get certified in something, get some sort of degree in something. This is like knowledge. Okay. So lots of things for you to be learning, not just about yourself, but about your spiritual journey, about the spiritual connection that you have with this masculine, what type of cycles you're going through with this particular masculine. And once you identify these things, that's when you can what? Address them. All right. That being said, these were all your messages. I will see you back next week. Peace.